My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real no far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing?
From a young age, Eben Tourjée heard music everywhere. In the crash of waves on the Rhode Island coast, in the song of birds in the trees overhead, and the steady clip-clop of horses' hooves on cobblestone streets, even in the rhythmic pounding of the textile mill, where he went to work at age 13, surrounded by the grind and clatter of machines.
His father got him a job in the factory where he was singing, and he just enjoyed singing, even though his father was embarrassed by it, tried to quiet it down. He was eventually heard by the owner of the factory, who was to become the future governor of Rhode Island, who became his sponsor for music lessons.
Years later, with his career well established, Tourjée pointed to the hymn, "How Can I Keep From Singing?" as one of the works closest to his heart.
He had a very active engagement with music and saw that music was part of a very full life. Music is fundamentally humanistic work, and that is something that Tourjée modeled for all of us.
The belief that music is for everyone and that everyone should have the access to music study and music making as they wish.
Tourjée's professional career as a musician began when he was just 14. Becoming organist at the Methodist Church in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. By 16, he played the organ at one of the most prominent churches in Providence, the First Baptist Church in America. He also became choir director at several local churches and schools.
Tourjée was all about music education and students learning and teachers being the best they could be.
Tourjée believed music could heal a broken nation, and one of the highlights of his career as a musician came after a great trauma in American history. In 1869, Tourjée directed a massive choir of 10,000 voices at a Jubilee concert in Boston, celebrating the end of the Civil War. President Ulysses S. Grant joined dignitaries from around the world. Churches and schools from far and wide sent their finest singers.
The striking thing about these concerts was the noise, the sound of music and the sound of joy and celebration and coming together, a very inclusive, encompassing, and connective force. That was his vision of music.
We dreamed of a profession that would be united in its purpose and lifted by the highest standards.
Tourjée's greatest and most enduring legacy is in the field of music education. Driven by the belief that music belongs to everyone, regardless of wealth or status, he championed the introduction of music study into public schools in Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
Eben's contributions are reflective of his times when only the elite were allowed to have lessons, and his passion was music for many.
After visiting Europe's great music capitals, Tourjée returned home with a vision. In 1867, he founded the New England Conservatory of Music, the first school of its kind in North America.
Tourjée structured it in this European-style conservatory training that made sense in America because it emphasized both artistry and pedagogy.
Explosion. So, let's have an explosion. Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Make sure you're staying soft up there.
Yeah. Do our natural minor scale. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol.
One of the models that he used was actually a classroom teaching setting as opposed to just the one-on-one traditional way of studying music. That was a pretty ahead of its time concept for them.
In June 1870, the conservatory held its first graduation ceremony. In his remarks, Tourjée declared, "In this world, the study of music can never be completed, for of all the arts, it alone is to be perfected in eternity."
Eben was really a visionary. He really went on to push the envelope of what music study looked like.
He was so important in music education development within the United States.
From the start, Tourjée's mission was clear: to elevate the standards of music education and at the same time to lift the profession itself. Cultural leaders of the era shared his vision. In 1876, music educator Theodore Presser and 62 colleagues gathered in Delaware, Ohio, determined to transform the future of music teaching in America. From that meeting, the Music Teachers National Association, MTNA, was born. They chose Eben Tourjée as their first president.
The fact that he was selected as the first president of the newly organized association back in 1876 really speaks volumes of the influence that he had both at the time and the vision that he had for the future of music education.
The mission from the very beginning of MTNA, and as a result of Tourjée's influence, was to unite music educators into a group that would have more impact as a group than they could have made individually.
The key tenets are all still there, and that's advocating for the profession and the importance of music study for all, really providing a community for music teachers where they can come together in what can sometimes be a fairly isolated profession.
He knew that if he surrounded himself with many people who were fantastic teachers as well as fantastic performers, he could gain energy, grow, and offer much more back than if he just stood on his own.
We want to recognize individuals who are doing exemplary work.
Building on Tourjée's visionary methods and philosophies, MTNA brings these concepts into the 21st century by hosting nationwide student competitions each year.
The MTNA national competitions are there to enable the most proficient of the performers to compete.
These events highlight emerging artists and celebrate excellence in both performance and composition. After playing pivotal roles in the creation of two landmark institutions in the world of music, Tourjée passed away in April 1891. More than a century and a half later, the New England Conservatory and MTNA continued to flourish, expanding far beyond Tourjée's boldest aspirations. His legacy as a visionary and a pioneer in music education remains firmly secured for generations to come.
I hope that he would be thrilled to see the size and the scope and the scale of his impact. And I hope he would also be proud that we are fueled and thinking just as creatively as he did back in the day now to how do we create that same kind of impact in our society.
I think he would just be thrilled to see that those 62 colleagues in 1876 have now grown to 16,000 members across the country.
To see music educators across the nation and across the globe today who are connected by technology, who are advocating for the arts, who are welcoming students of every background and nurturing both artistry as well as well-being. This is beyond what he and the others of that day could have ever imagined.